right, today we're going to talk about something that can totally wreck a dream trip: motion sickness. It's super common, but a lot of people don't really get what's going on. So, we're going to break it all down for you, your guide to a much smoother journey. Yeah, I'm guessing just about everyone listening is nodding along right now. That awful, sudden feeling you're on a winding road, maybe a bumpy flight, or hey, even just playing a video game, and bam, there it is. That queasy, dizzy feeling. So what's really going on inside your body when that happens? Well, it's pretty simple at its core. Motion sickness is basically a big disagreement. It's a communication breakdown where your eyes, your inner ear, and your body are all sending conflicting messages to your brain about whether you're moving or not. Okay, let's dive into that familiar, queasy feeling. We'll talk about what it feels like and, just how many of us are actually dealing with this. And spoiler alert, you are not alone.
The symptoms, they can either sneak up on you or just hit you like a ton of bricks. It usually starts with that classic, dizzy, nauseous feeling, right? But it can get way worse. We're talking cold sweats, a pounding headache, and just feeling totally exhausted. It's your whole body reacting to that confusion in your brain.
And look, the numbers really back this up. It's not just you. A survey found that 28%, that's more than 1 in 4, bus passengers felt sick on their trip. And it's almost the same story on planes, with about 24% of people reporting it. The big takeaway here, if you get motion sick, you're in very, very good company. So let's get to the why. Why does this even happen? Well, it's actually a fascinating little conflict, a battle happening right inside your brain. Okay, this is the heart of the problem. It's a sensory disagreement. Imagine you're in the back of a car, right? Your eyes are looking out the side windows, seeing trees and signs whizzing by. So they scream to your brain, hey, we're moving fast. But at the same time, your inner ear, the part that controls your sense of balance, it just feels you sitting still. It's telling your brain, nope, we're not moving at all. It's that conflict, that sensory mismatch, that confuses the heck out of your brain and triggers that awful, nauseous feeling. And this is not some new, modern problem. Not at all. In fact, think about the word nausea. It actually comes from the ancient Greek word nous, which means ship. So nausea literally translates to ship sickness. That's just how long people have been dealing with this. And today, this sensory battle pops up in all sorts of places, some you might not even think about. Of course, you've got the classic triggers: cars, boats, planes. But the exact same thing happens on amusement park rides, when you're playing immersive video games, or using a VR headset. Heck, it can even happen when you're just scrolling too fast on your phone. It's any situation where your eyes are seeing motion that your body just isn't feeling. All right, enough about the problem. Let's get to the good stuff, the solutions. Because you can do something about it. And the best defense is a good offense. So let's start with your pre-travel checklist. Things to do before you even walk out the door. First up, choosing your seat wisely. Seriously, where you sit can make a massive difference. You want to pick a spot that helps your eyes and your inner ear get on the same page about what's happening. So in a car, that's the front passenger seat where you can see the road ahead. On a plane, try to get a seat over the wing. It's the most stable part of the aircraft. On a boat, head for the middle of the boat, on an upper deck if you can. It's the natural pivot point, so it moves the least. A little bit of planning here can save you a world of hurt later. And what you do before you go is just as important. For one, don't travel on a totally empty stomach, but you also want to avoid a big, greasy meal. A light, low-fat, starchy meal is your best bet. Make sure you drink plenty of water, but definitely stay away from alcohol. And here's a big one: put the book away. Reading while you're moving is like a guarantee recipe for that sensory conflict we've been talking about. Okay, but what happens if you've done everything right and you still feel that awful queasy feeling start to creep in? First thing, don't panic. There are things you can do right in that moment to start feeling better. So here it is, your 4-step emergency plan to feel better right now. Step 1, get some fresh air. Crack a window or aim an air vent right at your face. Step 2, redirect your gaze. Stop looking at things inside the car or plane. Instead, focus on the horizon or a single stationary object way off in the distance. That helps your senses sync back up. Step 3, if you can, lean back. Recline your seat a bit and close your eyes. This just takes the visual input out of the equation. And finally, step 4, try a little ginger or peppermint. Some people swear by sipping on ginger ale or sucking on a peppermint candy to help settle their stomach. Now, for some people, all these tricks just aren't enough. If your motion sickness is more severe, medication can be an absolute game changer. So let's talk about the common options out there so you know what's what. When you walk into the pharmacy, you're pretty much looking at a trade-off. The two big names are Dramamine and Bonine. Now, Dramamine is often seen as more effective at stopping the nausea, but, and it's a big but, it can make you really, really drowsy. Bonine, on the other hand, is marketed as the less drowsy formula, and you only have to take it once a day. So you've got to decide what's more important, maximum strength or staying awake and alert. And if those over-the-counter meds still don't cut it, it might be time to talk to your doctor about the scopolamine patch. This is a prescription patch you stick behind your ear about 4 hours before you travel. And its biggest advantage, it lasts. A single patch can work for up to 3 days, which is perfect for something like a cruise or a long vacation. Okay, and this part is so important. I really need you to hear it. Before you take any medication for motion sickness, and I mean even the over-the-counter stuff, you have to talk to a doctor. This is especially true if you have any pre-existing conditions like glaucoma, asthma, heart disease, liver problems, or if you're pregnant. Please always put safety first. So, there you have it. The science, the symptoms, and most importantly, the solutions. See, motion sickness doesn't have to be this miserable thing that you just have to suffer through. It's a predictable, biological reaction and one you can actually manage. So the only question left is, now that you're prepared, where will you go next? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.